Welcome to Back Sometimes. Destiny hides in the smallest things. A coin you might toss aside or forget in an old drawer could actually hold a story worth a fortune. These aren't just pieces of copper. They're tiny time machines that carry the soul of America's past. Today, we're diving into two legendary coins. The 1-cent wheat pennies, minted between 1909 and 1958. Each of these coins holds a symbol of hard work, growth, and the American dream. The two wheat stalks engraved on the back represent prosperity, while the words e pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, remind us of unity and strength. Even though time has faded their shine, their history still glows with pride. Some of these simple-looking pennies have turned into treasures worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars today. So, hold on tight, because what you're about to see might just change the way you look at every coin in your hand forever. And that, my friends, was a glimpse into the rich legacy of America's historic wheat pennies. Now it's time to take a closer look, to explore these two coins in detail, their mint marks, metal composition, hidden variations, and their true market value in 2025. So let's roll the video and uncover the secrets that make these coins not just ordinary cents, but unbelievable pieces of American history. Let's begin the journey. The 1956 Lincoln Wheat cent stands as one of the remarkable symbols of mid-20th century American coinage, a true reflection of the nation's economic confidence and craftsmanship. Struck entirely in copper, this 1-cent piece features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that had already become a national icon since its debut in 1909. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," Liberty, and the date 1956 appear boldly, with the mint mark D, or no mark at all identifying where it was produced, Denver or Philadelphia. On the reverse, the words 1 cent and United States of America are framed by two graceful wheat stalks, giving it the nickname Wheat Penny. This design represents growth, prosperity, and the American agricultural spirit that built the nation. Each coin from this era carries not just monetary value, but a sense of history, a link to a time when a penny could still buy something meaningful. In terms of composition, the 1956 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. Over 1.1 billion pieces were struck between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making it a common issue for circulation. However, its true worth today lies in its condition and rarity of errors. Coins with brilliant red luster, uncirculated surfaces, and sharp details command much higher prices in the collector's market. Some 1956 pennies exhibit fascinating mint errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, all of which can significantly raise their value. A sharply struck 1956 D penny with blazing red color and flawless surfaces can easily attract strong bids from collectors who appreciate the artistry of vintage Lincoln cents. As of 2025, the market value of the 1956 Lincoln Wheat cent varies widely. A circulated example usually sells for 5 cents to 20 cents, slightly above its face value. However, uncirculated red specimens graded MS 65 or higher by PCGS or NGC can bring $5 to $15, depending on luster and eye appeal. Exceptional gems with perfect color and sharp detail have been known to reach $30 to $50 or more at auctions. Rare mint error examples, especially doubled dies or repunched mint marks, may even cross the $100 to $500 range, depending on their rarity and visual strength. So, while the 1956 1-cent coin might seem like just a simple old penny, it carries a quiet legacy, a story of America's golden minting era, when craftsmanship and pride were embedded in every coin that rolled out of the press. For collectors and history lovers alike, it remains a timeless treasure, still shining after nearly 70 years. Beyond its face value and appearance, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat penny holds a deeper meaning for collectors and historians. It was minted during a period when America stood at the edge of a technological and cultural transformation, the era of post-war growth, the rise of the middle class, and the booming optimism of the 1950s. Every coin produced during that time echoed the spirit of hard work, stability, and national pride. Holding a 1956 penny today is like holding a piece of that optimism, a small copper witness to the golden age of American industry. For numismatists, or serious coin collectors, the 1956 penny represents a fascinating study of minting precision and preservation. Many collectors seek the red designation, which refers to the bright copper color preserved since the day it was struck. Over time, copper naturally darkens, turning brown, so finding a 1956 Lincoln cent with full original red brilliance is truly special. These coins, often stored carefully in climate-controlled environments, are the ones that achieve the highest grades and the strongest demand at auctions. Interestingly, some 1956 pennies display striking die varieties, small differences caused by mechanical issues during minting. One popular variety is the repunched mint mark, RPM, on the 1956 D penny, where the letter D appears slightly doubled. Under magnification, this doubling gives the coin a unique charm, making it far more desirable among era collectors. When we look deeper into the market trends, the value of the 1956 penny has steadily increased over the decades. Back in the 1960s or 1970s, these coins were often considered too common to hold real value. But as time moved on, many of these pennies disappeared from circulation, melted down, or were lost. Now, in 2025, they have become true pieces of Americana, nostalgic, collectible, and increasingly valuable in pristine condition. A brilliant uncirculated 1956 D penny, certified by top grading services, can easily fetch $20 to $50, depending on eye appeal and color tone. If it's a rare variety or a perfect red, example graded MS 67 or MS 68, the price may soar to hundreds of dollars. On the other hand, even an ordinary circulated coin has a charm of its own. It may have traveled through thousands of hands, paid for countless small moments in American life, and still survived to tell its story. Every tiny scratch, every soft edge on a 1956 penny, carries a secret tale of a time when gas was cheap, music was real, and the penny itself had power. That's why collectors don't just see money when they look at this coin. They see history, memory, and pride locked inside a small copper circle. The 1956 1-cent piece reminds us that even the smallest things can hold great stories. It's not just about the dollar value. It's about preserving a piece of America's soul, minted in copper and carried through generations. Whether it rests in a collector's case or sits quietly in an old jar of change, this coin will always shine as a symbol of how history lives on in the smallest details. The 1958 1-cent coin, better known as the Lincoln Wheat Penny, stands as one of the final issues in a historic American coinage era that began back in 1909. This coin carries not only the image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, but also the story of a nation moving through change, innovation, and identity. The 1958 wheat cent was struck by the United States Mint in two main locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, with a small D mint mark under the date. This year is historically important because it marks the last year of the wheat reverse design, which had been used for nearly 50 years before being replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. That change symbolized the evolution of America's coinage from classical to modern design. Each 1958 penny was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams and measuring 19 millimeters in diameter. The front side, or obverse, shows the detailed bust of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1958. The reverse displays two beautifully curved wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above, a Latin phrase meaning out of many one. Collectors admire this coin not just for its design, but for its role in American history. It connects the early 20th century to the modern era, the last whisper of the wheat penny legacy. The copper shine, especially on well-preserved or uncirculated examples, glows with a warm reddish tone that captures attention instantly. Now, speaking of value, the 1958 penny is quite common in circulated condition, but its price varies greatly depending on its mint mark, grade, and rarity of strike quality. Most circulated coins are worth only a few cents over face value, but once we step into uncirculated or proof-like conditions, the value can climb dramatically. Let's break it down. A 1958, no mint mark, coin from Philadelphia in average circulated condition is worth around 5 cents to 10 cents USD. In uncirculated MS 60 to MS 65 condition, its value rises to $1 to $5 depending on luster and eye appeal. If you find a 1958 D penny, that one was struck in Denver, And while millions were produced, a brilliant uncirculated coin with perfect detail can bring $3 to $8 in the open market. However, the rare 1958 double die obverse (DDO) variety, an extremely scarce and famous era coin, is where the real treasure lies. Only a few authentic examples are known, and they display strong doubling on the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." This variety is so rare that it can sell for $150,000 to $250,000 or more, depending on the grade and demand. That makes it one of the most valuable Lincoln Wheat cents ever struck. As of 2025, the coin market continues to see strong collector interest in pre-1959 wheat cents. The 1958 issues, particularly the Denver Mint coins and high-grade red examples, remain desirable, and prices have shown steady growth over time. For a perfect MS 67 red RD coin certified by PCGS or NGC, collectors are currently paying between $100 to $250, while the ultra-rare DDO variety commands six-figure prices at major auctions. So, if you have a 1958 penny lying around, take a closer look. Examine the color. Bright red luster means higher value. Check the mint mark, D for Denver, none for Philadelphia. And most importantly, look for any doubling in the lettering. Who knows? That small coin sitting in your drawer could be worth a fortune. This piece of copper history, minted over 6 decades ago, continues to shine as a beautiful reminder of America's numismatic heritage. Whether worth a few cents or hundreds of thousands of dollars, every 1958 penny holds a story of craftsmanship, history, and enduring value. A small yet powerful symbol of the American dream preserved in metal. Now, as we move further into the story of the 1958 wheat penny, let's explore why collectors and historians hold this coin so close to their hearts. The 1958 cent isn't just a small piece of copper, it's a symbol of the end of an era. After nearly half a century of production, the United States Mint said goodbye to the beautiful wheat reverse, a design that had witnessed 2 world wars, the Great Depression, and the rise of a new global America. Every time you hold a 1958 penny, you're literally holding the closing chapter of one of America's greatest numismatic stories. Imagine the millions of people who use this coin in daily life, buying newspapers, candy, or even gasoline back when a penny had real power. It connected people, generations, and memories across decades. The coin's design, though simple, carries deep meaning. The wheat stalks on the reverse side are not just decoration. They symbolize prosperity, hard work, and the strength of the American farmer, who helped build the foundation of the nation's economy. Lincoln's portrait on the front represents honesty, leadership, and sacrifice, values that defined America's heart. Together, they tell a timeless story of growth and resilience. But beauty isn't the only thing that makes this coin special. It's also the hunt. Thousands of coin enthusiasts around the world search tirelessly for rare errors, uncirculated examples, or that dream piece with blazing red copper luster. Collectors call these red coins, those that still shine like fire, untouched by time. They are the gems of the Lincoln Wheat series, and owning one in perfect condition is like holding a little piece of living history. Now, let's talk about the modern market of 2025. Over the years, the value of copper coins has increased because copper itself has become more precious, and collectors have turned their attention to early Lincoln cents. Even though the 1958 coin was minted in large numbers, pristine examples are becoming harder to find. In 2025, prices in the US coin market generally stand like this. 1958 Philadelphia. Circulated examples are about 5 to 10 cents USD, while mint state red examples graded MS 65 or higher range from $5 to $20. 1958 D Denver. Common in lower grades but valuable in top conditions. A flawless MS 67 red can fetch $150 to $250, depending on certification and color. And then there's the 1958 double die obverse, the legend among Lincoln cents, known to sell for over $200,000 at major auctions, especially if certified by PCGS or NGC. Only a few of these coins are known to exist, making them one of the most sought-after errors in US coin history. So, next time you see an old copper penny, don't ignore it. It might look ordinary, but that little coin could be your golden ticket to a collector's dream. Each 1958 penny tells a different story, some of everyday life, some of history, and some of unimaginable value. Whether worth a few cents or a small fortune, every single one of them carries the heartbeat of an America that believed in hard work, progress, and pride. So, hold that coin carefully, admire its details, and remember, sometimes, the smallest things hide the greatest treasures.